Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ming Chen live from a shared universe podcast studio. I became aware of something really, really cool going on in Asbury Park this weekend. As you know, I'm connected in the world of film. Kevin Smith, hello. And but what I really love and what I encourage everybody to do is go to film festivals. With the strike going on, and a lot of people say film is kind of jaded now. The multi-million dollars and reviews and all that. If you want to see true film, unjaded true film, go to a film festival. And this weekend, there's a cool film festival going on called Bread and Roses Film Festival. I am here with my great friend, Marcy, the founder and creator of the Bread and Roses Film Festival, happening this weekend at the showroom in Asbury Park. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Good, Ming. So good to see you. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. We met at Garden State Film Festival a few months ago, and listen, me and my friends we interviewed you, and then when you left, we were like, wow, she was really cool. So
Yay, thank you.
yeah, and then I found out this Bread and Roses Film Festival, a female-centric film festival. I thought, what a great idea. I'd never really heard of anything like that before in our area. And then you hit me up yesterday. It's like, hey, I'm behind it. I was like, okay, that's not surprising at all. Can you tell us about the film festival?
Absolutely. So I was inspired to found this last summer, literally the moment that Roe v. Wade was overturned. And I was just devastated by that news. And it really just became so glaringly obvious just how fragile women's rights are and how much more they have to be protected and how much more we have to be supported and celebrated. And as somebody who loves film, loves, supporting again, like the Garden State Film Festival and love filmmakers and just video and film as a medium, and being a woman, although I don't think I've ever really conformed to what society wants a woman to be. I do identify as a woman. So this was really something that I just thought, we don't have this in New Jersey. Currently, there's been, I think, an iteration of it like in North Jersey, but never in the Jersey Shore. And I said, why don't we do this? Something dedicated specifically to elevate women's voices. And so I put a team together, and people have been so immensely supportive. I could have never done this on my own. So I'm so grateful for people like you and for my associate director, Kristen Park-Wedlock, my festival coordinator, Larissa Handeland, and Georgian Court University was a sponsor. Just so many people that have really supported this through the process, and now it's coming true, which is like exciting and terrifying. So
that's cool. You started this a moment like it's been a year-long process.
Yeah. Literally, I was sitting in my office going, oh my gosh, what do I do? And I had been in Ireland the month before, and they had something called Bread and Roses. And I wasn't too familiar. I knew the slogan, but then it was like in the back of my mind going, wow, that's really interesting. It's an interesting combination of like, hey, we want to be able to make a living wage, because it is a slogan that comes from like the labor movement, which is very timely, specifically of what we were just coming out of with the WGA and the SAG-AFTRA strikes. And I said, this is kind of perfect to tie in this idea of women filmmakers of wanting to be able to make a living doing this and be able to do it with dignity and flair. And that's really where I came up with the name. So it's an homage to something that's been around for, since 1910. And I decided to do the film festival. So again, I have so much free time on my hands. So this is what I decided to do.
I don't think so. You're pretty busy from what I see. I follow you on Instagram. What was your first step in creating something like this? Do you make a list of? I mean, you're a filmmaker yourself, but do you make a list of films that are out there? I know you went on set up Film Freeway and asked for submissions. But this is this is very unique though. What was your first step?
My first step was actually buying the domain.
Okay.
So I bought the website domain. That was kind of like the way that I did that. And I was looking around like, does this exist? And so it was like figuring out, and it didn't. Bread and Roses does exist in other iterations because it's been around, like I said, for a long time. But the film festival part didn't. So I bought the domain, and then it was between .com and .org. And then my colleague and friend Kristen, who is the co-founder, and she is the director of Precipice Collective, which is a nonprofit in New Jersey. Then we were able to, have this fiscally sponsored by a legit nonprofit because ultimately we do want this to be its own nonprofit in New Jersey to really kind of elevate women's voices around the year, from girls and putting cameras in their hands, all the way to hopefully even having an incubator for professional and aspiring filmmakers. So really it was buying the domain and then just sitting and thinking about it, putting a team together. And it is 100% curated, so none of the films are invited. So they do go through a curation process, meaning we have an all panel of judges, which I am eternally grateful for all of them. They know who they are, and they put in a lot of work for months and months and months viewing these films. And then so gave me a lot of feedback and my team. And then I put the program together. So we're so thankful that we got so many submissions, and so many of them were such amazing that it hurt to actually have to reject some of them, which we, it's just part of the process. But so it's been great. It's I'm very, very excited with the turnout so far.
Yeah, that's the toughest job. So how many films total do you have in the film festival?
So we have 39 films that are going to be screening. And they range from 2-minute shorts to hour-and-a-half features. So we have documentary features. So we have documentaries and narratives, of course, and then we also have animation, music videos, and experimental, which is a bit unusual, but a lot of my background deals with experimental film and avant-garde film. So I decided to have that genre in there because it's not really there's not that many spaces for experimental film. So it is unusual for experimental film to be in kind of like a non-experimental specific film festival, which I'm really excited about.
I mean, that's a great mix. And how many submissions do you think you got?
So what I can say is that we actually ended up rejecting far more than what we accepted. So which was it's a really good a good turnout. That it was truly a selective process, and we're very happy about that for our first year.
I mean, that's par for the course for any film festival. I mean, ideally you want to accept most of them, but you can't. Yeah, I mean, you only have 2 days, right? So 2 days, and you're screening at the Showroom Cinema, which I think is it 3 screens over there now?
It is 3 screens,
Okay.
yes. So, and actually, what we're doing is we're showcasing them in 2 theaters, and then so we have Theater 2, which is has more seating in that theater. So we're doing screenings in there, and then simultaneously we're screening in 2 other screens, which is actually kind of neat. So we have basically a similar amount of seats in both theaters. So we're using all 3 screens the entire time, which is awesome.
That's amazing. And so that's 39 films over 2 days. That's a lot. It's a full it's a full.
Well, it's actually over the course of just Saturday. So we have our opening reception, but there's no screenings. That's really more of a filmmaker meetup community. Okay. It's open to everyone. And so all of the screenings are actually just on Saturday from noon to 10, which is a lot. Okay. A lot of films. So yeah.
That's amazing. And a reception and an after party.
Yes, and an after party. So, yep, we have the after party at the Berkeley Hotel Bar and Lounge. They're making a cocktail special for the BRFF folks. It is open to everybody, even if you don't have a ticket. Parlor Gallery on Friday from 6 to 9, also open to everybody. The only ticketed event is the film festival itself at the showroom, which is $30 for an all access badge. You get to see everything, and you also get some really cool branded swag.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a huge deal. And Parlor Gallery, coolest place in Asbury.
It really is. I'm very grateful for Jen Hampton.
Yeah, big shout out to Jen.
Yeah, and for everyone at the Parlor for being so supportive. Yes.
Yeah, Jen, I know, extremely supportive of all cool things. Was it hard finding the venue? Was the showroom like immediately receptive to this?
Yeah, no. Dario, who is the owner, which is also very important for us, that we're screening at a place owned by women. We're doing an opening reception with women. So being very cognizant, our photographer, Jess Norton, fantastic photographer. So it really is very much very female-centric all the way around. And no, the showroom was responsive and has been really supportive and has been wonderful to work with them as well.
That's amazing. And I believe the film's not, just from the area, or they're from all around the world, correct?
They are. So beyond the United States, so it's 10 countries total. So we have the US and then 9 other countries. We have Germany, the United Kingdom, Canada, Brazil, Chile. It's amazing. Yeah.
That's a truly a worldwide
Yes,
endeavor, which is really
it
amazing.
really is. Yeah, it is worldwide. Yeah.
That's cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about some of the films, or are there any ones that maybe stand out, or I mean, I know you don't want to play favorites, but are there a couple of maybe synopsises that you haven't that come to
Sure.
mind?
Sure. Yeah. So I have to say, I mean, I watched every single film that was submitted, which every single eligible film that we got. So that was a lot of time. So I've seen all of them, every single thing that's there. I absolutely love and truly believe in. And so there's so many of them. And we do have the Lee Fields Faithful Man documentary. It's a feature doc. Reason I'm shouting that out is because Lee Fields himself is going to be there. So they are screening at the 6 p.m. Block, and so he is a phenomenal, beautiful musician from New Jersey, and he's gonna be there to say hello. We have a Q&A. So after all of the screenings, all of the filmmakers, there's quite a few filmmakers that are going to be there, and I'm so excited about all of them, and then some of them we actually have the subject of the documentary there as well.
I love that, and yeah, I always love the Q&As at the end. If there's time, the Q&As at the end of the film. Um, I think that just stems from my time with Kevin. He always does a Q&A at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually they go on for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah, so I actually purposely programmed, about 20 minutes for a Q&A. Each screening block has dedicated time for that. And obviously we have, we have the after party so people can connect with them, but we do have dedicated time for anybody in the cast and crew, not just the director or producer, to come in and speak. So we have Writing the Rhythms, which is an awesome surf skate film that was made right here in Asbury and around New Jersey about women who surf and skate year round. So it's so awesome to see that because you don't see it. Again, it's a very male-centric sporting space. So it's really cool to see that. We have this amazing animation called Love Letters for the Subway, which is basically, it's exactly what it is. It's like love letters for the New York subway. So it's really neat. So I'm so incredibly grateful to all of the filmmakers for all the work that they've done. And I couldn't be prouder to showcase and to see that there are such phenomenal women creating so much work. And I am truly supportive and in love with all of the films that we're showcasing.
That's amazing. Now yours, Bread and Roses Film Festival, the first female-centric film festival on the Jersey Shore, which something you should be very proud of.
Thank you.
Are there other ones? I mean, I'm sure there are other ones around the world. Was there one that maybe you drew inspiration from? I mean, do you know how many other female-centric film festivals there are out there?
I do. So we actually have like a master list of all of the ones in North America. There's there's quite a few. So there are some great ones in New York and some in Philadelphia, which are amazing, and there's some in the UK. So I definitely follow many of them on Instagram, and some of them have followed us back, which I'm really appreciative of. And I think the one thing that I notice with so many of these spaces is that they're just so dedicated to women and to however somebody identifies with what it means to be a woman, right? So wanting to be inclusive as possible, because obviously the way that, gender is a social construct, but it's really finding that space, because Hollywood itself and mainstream cinema is very much and has been and continues to be dominated by straight white men. And these film festivals are just so awesome, especially those that have continued. Unfortunately, there's been some, as you know, film festivals is a really tough business to be in, and some of them have not been able to survive, which is very tragic. But that's the thing that I've consistently seen and have aspired to see. Wow, this has been around for so many years, and it's just usually a dedicated team of volunteers who just really works on bringing women to the forefront of cinema.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge undertaking. What was your biggest challenge, if I were to ask you that? You put it together fairly quick. It's a very unique idea,
Yeah.
and yeah, what was your biggest challenge, if I were to ask?
Yeah. So it's a challenge. It's, finding money, finding sponsors, right?
Always,
Yeah,
yeah.
always. And I think for us, the biggest challenge is because we're we're working on name recognition and branding while simultaneously wanting to bring people in. So that's a challenge, to be like, hey, we're a legitimate film festival, because there's unfortunately a lot of scam film festivals out there. And so as somebody who has submitted to film festivals and showcased, I've done everything I possibly can to eliminate any sort of red flag. So that's really a challenge, to be very cognizant of keeping that, and to be able to find money, and to be able to showcase and to connect with filmmakers and to say, hey, we're legitimate. This is what we're doing, because we do want to stick around. Like, as I mentioned, I do want this to be an ongoing nonprofit, and the film festival is one component of that. But I really, really am dedicated and hope to be able to do that. And of course, we need to do that with the support of the community, whether it's time, in-kind donations, as well as money.
Yeah, money. Yeah,
Money, it's always the money. Yeah.
it's always money. If only we could fuel these things with love. If love was,
Yes, that too. We do need that too. We do need that too.
yeah, for sure. And was it always your goal to have it in Asbury? So if I were to throw my own fest, it would totally be in Asbury. I mean, there are some fine communities here in the Monmouth County area, but I've seen Asbury in particular has been supportive of film and the arts.
Yeah, so I mean, I love Asbury Park. I moved here going on 5.5 years ago from California, and I live here. I'm a resident here, and it's a great city. It's certainly changing and has its challenges in those changes, but it's beautiful. It's historic. There is such a fantastic film history that doesn't really get talked about that much. The Sopranos have filmed here. Kevin Smith has filmed here. There's been great movies and TV shows that have filmed here, but so it was really important for me to bring that space, to really showcase that here. And as a visual artist and a filmmaker, it is a way to kind of bring the filmmakers to Asbury, and so I love the live music and supporting musicians, and I've worked with many of them here and doing music videos and things like that. And so I think that this enriches the city, not only because of the female-centric element, but there is a desire to bring film here and to remind, hey, like, actually, Asbury is truly an art city, right? And film is part of that. So it was like a no-brainer to have it in Asbury.
That's amazing. And do you know how many of the filmmakers are coming out? I think my favorite part about film festivals, besides watching the films, the networking. The networking
Yes. Yeah.
is great, and I love meeting the other filmmakers. I love it when they come out. As you mentioned, a lot of them are doing Q&As after their screenings, which is great. But I love meeting them before, after, during, at night,
Yeah.
and just talking to them about what their challenges and getting their films made.
Yeah, so we do have filmmakers that are going to be able to make it to the reception. Some of them they'll have somebody else there representing the film on Saturday. I would say more than half for sure are going to be in the Q&A. So pretty much every screening block is going to have cast and crew. We do have, because international, I do have some filmmakers who sadly could not be with us, but they have sent a statement for us to read for them and things like that. So we have so many really engaged filmmakers, and those who just couldn't make it because they're in another festival or they have other commitments, have sent along their appreciation. So every single film is going to be represented in some capacity, which I'm so excited and very thankful to the filmmakers and to their cast and crew to making that happen.
Yeah, that's cool. You never know. I love it when filmmakers meet other filmmakers at festivals.
Yep.
I see them at a future one. It's like, oh yeah, we're working together now. Or it's like, wait, you need a sound person, you need a producer, you need an editor. It's like, I know somebody. It's just such great networking.
Yeah.
That's just kind of what pained me about COVID. We did all these kind of online film festivals, but it's like, wait, where's the networking?
Yes.
And we did what we could, but I really miss that part.
Yeah.
For sure. Could you shout out your team once again? I know you founded and created this, but you have a very hardworking team behind you.
Yes, I do. So I want to shout out Kristen Park Wedlock, who is the associate director. She's also in charge of the nonprofit arm of the operations, and she is also a dear friend of mine, and she's been working so much on getting sponsorships and just very, very, very dedicated, lovely human being. Larissa Handelin, who has been a friend of mine for over 25 years. She is the one who's made the hotels happen and the after party and booking so many of these spaces. You really need an amazing coordinator, and that's exactly what she's been doing, is coordinating all these things, and that's been amazing. At the beginning of the stages, we also had Brian McSherry, who is a phenomenal graphic designer, artist, human being, one of my friends and colleagues. Life got really busy, but he's again very supportive, and I'm eternally grateful for his initial insight and participation and support when we first started this last year. And then to my judges, we had a panel of 8 women around the country that are just phenomenal women that I won't divulge their names, but they know who they are, and they have just been. It's been absolutely amazing to see. When I asked all of them, because time is really valuable, and when I created this, there were so many women that were like immediate in my mind, and I reached out to them saying, "Hey, I want to talk to you about this," and then I said, I'm like, "Hey, this can you watch some movies? Can you just?" And every single one of them was like, "That's it? You're asking me to watch movies for you and to support women?" And it was so amazing that everybody was so supportive. Jen Latchford, who is our publicist, who's also a great friend of mine, and she's been helping putting things out there. Asbury Park Press published something today for us, which was awesome. And we have some other things in the works. Jess Norton, who's just a lovely human and a fantastic photographer. Very excited to have her there. So I'm just so excited. Mike Sedano, Nancy Sabino, who are also very just strong supporters of filmmaking and the visual arts in Asbury. They have been incredibly supportive. So the list goes on. And of course, Georgian Court University, who is our supporting sponsor, they have donated monies for us to really help make this happen, which I am very, very grateful, because they are historically a women's college. We've been co-ed for 10 years. But we were, since 1908 to 2013, it was a women's only college. So it's a great way for them to showcase that they're still supporting women and marginalized voices, which I, again, am deeply and eternally grateful for their support.
Yeah, big shout out to Georgian Court for sure. Yeah. If I were to ask you, what's your ultimate goal for this film festival?
To sell out. So we are currently over 70% sold, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, so we would love to sell out. It's really about building that audience and about having people come in and, like you said, talk to each other, just connect with other people. That's why our after party and the opening reception is open to the public. If they can't make it to the festival, they can do that, just to come and talk to people about film and art. Some of these stories are just they're really powerful. Some of them are funny. Some of them are tragic. But it really encompasses the human condition and in many ways the things that women specifically go through, and so they're just absolutely beautiful stories. And again, and a shout out to every single filmmaker that submitted, that trusted us with their work. I'm eternally grateful, and I really hope that people show up and support, and they have been so incredible to this point. So.
Amazing. So tickets at breadrosesfilm.org, or I imagine you get them at the door as well at the showroom in Asbury Park.
Yeah, if we're not sold out by then, yeah. But yes. You can get them on breadrosesfilm.org. It'll link you to the Film Freeway, and they're $30 for the all access pass. And we got some really cool swag that comes with that. So we try to keep it as low cost as possible. And for those who can't afford, just email us. And we will make arrangements for you, because we want.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. So go. I think this is amazing. Congratulations on one, pulling this off, but two, just thinking of this and actually going forth and making it happen, my friend.
Thank you.
Wish you great luck this weekend. Sending all my friends, filmmakers and film enthusiasts, over there. Everyone should be in Asbury Park at the showroom this weekend.
Thank you.
Sure. And great luck. And here's to many more years. And I just congrats on making your vision come true, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much, Ming. You're such a lovely human and such a beautiful friend. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. And you can follow at Bread Roses Film on Instagram, and the website redrosesfilm.org if you want to learn more. But I'm digging the Instagram. You're showcasing all the films that are being shown.
Thank you.
Graphics look really cool. So
Thank you.
definitely check that out. And yeah, so starts reception tomorrow, and films playing all day Saturday at the showroom.
That's
So
right.
thank you so much, my friend.
Oh,
Great
thank
luck
you
with
so much.
everything.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.